Hello there, this is Dr. Khushbu Shah. Welcome to another Inspirations from the Earth. Today I'm outside. I'm in a small town in India called Jamnagar in Gujarat. I'm having a little bit of a Gujarat tour. So what I wanted to talk about today is what can the earth show you about living not from distractions but from total presence. Because ever since I got here, so as you travel, you become aware of what's going on in people's worlds, and you also become aware of why a lot of us also like to go out in nature, or like to just be left alone sometimes, and you just want to stand under the sun, or you just want to be with a tree. And I was kind of looking at that, and I'm an access consciousness facilitator, so I was kind of looking at that. I was like, what is it that makes nature so different, and why do most of us yearn so much to go out in nature all the time? Or at least when you have too much of the distractions, why don't we go and live in the jungle, etc. So I was looking at it, and I have this upcoming, and I've been reading this book called it's really windy. I've been reading this book called Living Beyond Distractions, which is a book by the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here. And as I was looking at it, I was like, yes, so you have a hope. We've been taught to function from this thing called as distractor implants, and there's a huge list of it, which is anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt, relationships, business, reality, death, living, jealousy, sex. All of these are like these distractor implants that all of us have learned to live with as if they're very real and true. And if you notice, if you're too much in the midst of a lot of family, a lot of people, you start becoming more and more the effect of these distractor implants, which means you're always constantly distracted. And so a lot of us like to go out in nature, because nature does not really function from anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt. It's kind of being. It doesn't function from distractors. It doesn't need to distract itself. It doesn't need a vacation. It's kind of living every day, because it doesn't function from all these implants that we have been functioning from for so long. And it's really windy and it's really sunny, but it's awesome because it's also wintry. So what can the earth show you about living beyond distractions? So every time, it doesn't. So here's the thing. I know, when you look at what I want to talk about, especially is anger and hate. I want to talk about hate as a distractor implant, and how it really doesn't exist. I saw a pack of dogs kind of fighting, alright, and there is aggression, and there is aggression, there is the killing energy, but there is no presence of hate in that. Okay, there's no presence of hate. Alright, what I mean by that is they don't leave the fight and then they keep thinking about how much they hate the other dog. It's very much in the moment. They get what they want and they kind of shake it off and they go away. But the way we function from is this lingering effect that any sort of unpleasant interaction that you have with another person seems to be leaving a lingering effect in our world. Where you keep thinking about it, where you keep thinking about the fight, where you keep thinking about, I should have said that, why did I do that, etc., 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 etc. And when nature does any sort of aggression, or any sort of, even say for dogs, or when it does the volcanic activity or whatever, there is no lingering sort of unpleasantness. It does what it does to create a change, and then moves away. So it doesn't get stuck in hate. It doesn't get stuck in nature doesn't get stuck in any energy that it does or it shows up as, and nature does all sorts of energies. We somehow get distracted by anything that's unpleasant and we get stuck by it. So that's what I want to talk about. Like, we don't need to really get stuck in any unpleasantness. You don't need to get stuck in hate. You don't need to be constantly thinking and be distracted by anger, rage, fury, hate. Alright, so one of this, and that's why we like going on. I think I love it right now. I mean, I've been around a lot of people in my family, and then I take my time to be in nature, and it's like, oh, less thoughts, less feelings, less hate, less blah blah blah. And so, what can you learn about being? What can you learn about being any energy and living in every 10 seconds rather than being distracted by anger, rage, fury, and hate, okay, from nature? And one of the things is, it's not real. It's literally a distractor. When we do anger, rage, fury, and hate, it isn't real. That's what the book says, and that's what we teach. Like, that's what we facilitate. Even it's not real. It's an implant. It's like, if it doesn't exist in nature, it really doesn't exist. It's kind of this artificial reality that we've made very relevant and we're constantly distracted from. So I hope I'm making sense. Alright, so anger, rage, fury, hate are one of the distracted implants which does not exist in nature, which means if we are functioning from them, there is something that isn't real and we're constantly distracted. Okay, so one of the ways to deal with it is to first, like, when those energies of anger, rage, fury, hate come up, one of the things to begin with in Access is to just go like, everything that is creating this, and uncreating and destroying it all. We literally just say that because it isn't real. It isn't real. It doesn't exist. Okay, if it doesn't exist in nature, it doesn't exist. Alright, we're making something up and we're giving something a lot of significance, and it creates a sense of distraction in our world, and we've become addicted to distraction. So when anger, fury, rage, hate, when these distracted implants, any distracted implants that I spoke about before, and I'll keep speaking about it in the next few lives, whenever they come up, just literally ask for everything that's creating it to be uncreate and destroy it all. And then take a moment and really go like, what is this? Like, if this isn't real, what am I doing here? And I know it sounds weird, but I hope it is. You begin with this, and I highly recommend buying this book called Living Beyond Distractions, because it'll start giving you more of an insight as to what we're talking about. But when we start functioning from this, just ask like, wait, everything that's creating this, I'm going to create and destroy it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, backward, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds, or just pock and pot. That thing, that gobbledygook sentence that I just spoke about, that's the clearing statement in Access Consciousness. And the idea for it is to clear all of this energy that is not here, okay? So if you want, and it really works, you don't really need to understand what it is for it to work. It works. If you need more information, go find out more information on www.theclearingstatement.com. Like, I know I'm a little bit all over the place with this one because it's such a big topic, and I'm trying to find a way to sort of put it into words and to give it to you in the easiest way that I can when I talk about distracted implants. Okay, so there's a huge list. Okay, but I wanted to start, and what I wanted to start with was anger, rage, fury, hate as distracted implants. And I wanted for you to just look, if nature doesn't do it, it isn't real. If nature doesn't do it, it's not real. It's made up. It's a reality we've made up. Now, whether it works or not is up to us to decide. So anger, rage, fury, hate is clearly not working. I mean, it really doesn't work. It's just annoying. So what inspirations can you get from nature? Because we're more like that than we've been allowing ourselves to be. So, okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. If nature doesn't do it, it's a distraction. It's not real. If it doesn't exist in nature, it's not real. If anger, rage, fury, hate does not exist in nature, it's not real. Okay? nature does a form of killing energy, but it's not from fury, rage, hate, and anger. It's to create change that it knows is required, including animals. It doesn't do hate. It doesn't killing energy. So there's something that we really need to look at when we do these systems, something that deeply needs to change, so that before we kill each other out of hate, something changes and we create sustainable futures for us and the earth. Alright, so the more we start functioning like the earth, the happier I think we'll get. Hopefully. So, I hope this helps. I hope these lives help, and especially this one. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm outside. And I wish I could show you like the trees. And it's really beautiful today. So go out in nature. Ask it to show you something awesome. Because we're more like nature. We're not more like you people. Okay? And every time you get into anger, rage, fury, hate, which is the first set of distractor implants, just ask the earth to show you something different. Uncreate and destroy everything that's creating it, because it really isn't real. It's something, it's learned behavior. Okay? So, hope this helps. Okay? Pock and pod your distractor implants, anger, rage, fury, hate. And I'll see you all next time. And please go buy, sorry for my hair, it's all just windy. And please go buy the book Living Beyond Distractions. Okay, it is an amazing book, and it in detail clears and talks about all of these distractor implants, and it starts really helping you function from being like nature, so that we don't always have to escape into nature, but we can be nature and create it wherever we go. Alright? So I hope it helps. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.